Cheers to Angus Stone, aka Dope Lemon, and his new album Golden Wolf. We caught up with Angus to find out what to expect when he tours New Zealand and how Golden Wolf takes up the progression of dope.
I think it's just, an evolution of who you are, and it's a bit of a window into the next chapter that is your life.
Right. Well, I see some comments on YouTube have suggested that you've invented a new genre called lemon rock. If that is the case, then how would you describe that to folks?
I think that's pretty cool. It's always it's pretty positive on there. It's nice. It's nice when people are connecting with the tunes, and I don't know. I feel really blessed at the moment with the progression of dope, and where it's created this really cool community of artists um, that share online their art, with whether it's being a tattoo artist, from poetry to painters to, I don't know. It's just, I feel like when I see that stuff and those beautiful comments, um, it makes me want to keep doing what we're doing. And yeah, I feel very lucky.
Right. Because it seems, from the outside looking in, it seems like you're very busy, you're very prolific, you're cranking them out, you're doing lots of stuff all over the place. Does it feel that way to you as well, or do you have?
Yeah, I think we have moments where you can drop off and be in your own world, and then other moments where you have to be out and sharing and be amongst the world, which I think is a good balance. Um, it'd be a different thing to just always be in the studio and be in that bubble, and not be on the road. And um, I think that's where it all sort of comes together, as you start to you start to piece all the bits together from the stories as to why you did what you did, because a lot of the times you don't know what the fuck, um, and what it's all about and where it started. And when you start getting asked the questions, it makes you it makes you think a little about it all, which is cool.
All right. Well, let's talk about Golden Wolf. When and where and how did this start? Was there a particular song, a riff, a line? How did it get going for you?
Um, Golden Wolf is based on a concept. I mean, something I think we all have as creatures of the earth, and our sort of finality, um, of what happens when you get to the end,
Hmm.
um, and what it is that will take you to the next life, um, what you'll take with you, what you'll leave behind, whether you change what you change, or whether you'd start fresh. And for me, conceptually, the golden wolf was um, somewhat of a spirit animal that would lead me into the next life.
Golden wolf, take us higher. We won't be the best that we can be in this life. Golden wolf, take us higher. We won't be the best that we can be in this life. Or the next one. Or the next one. Or the next one. Maybe the next one.
Yeah, that song sort of sparked. It was a beautiful afternoon. It was one of those afternoons where um, you're sitting in the lounge room and you start to see, it's such a still afternoon with the light coming through. You see those little particles floating, um, that feel like magic sometimes. And we were tracking the vocals for Golden Wolf, and um, everything just sort of came together in this really cool way. And that song was created.
All right. Well, you're a fairly young fella. Thinking about mortality in the end probably is hopefully a ways off for you. Are you a religious person, or is it more spiritual? Where are you coming from?
Um, I think with the conversations we've had, we're around, people um, that question what it is to be here, and I think as a creative and being in this world of um, psychedelics, and also just conversation, you definitely those questions arrive, and I don't know. I think it's cool thinking about it. It's something that you probably don't want to think about all the time, but
Right, right. Yeah.
yeah, I think when it does pop up, it's interesting to sort of um, to think about.
All right, very good. And I've heard the album, and it opens with a track called John Belushi, which is definitely a thought-provoking name and song. Not particularly about John, but his circumstances, perhaps, and others around. What made you decide that needed to be the first record and song on the record, and why did you write it?
I was there in the room when Belushi had his send-off. Man, that night the gods must have broke out their finest gear. I was there when the Roman Empire crumbled. How they must have partied upstairs, oh dear.
I mean, he was such a beautiful creature. Um, what he gave to the world and the people around him um, was was joy, and he brought a lot of people into that world. Um, and I think it's the song conceptually is about the rise and fall of great things. Um, and but I in the end, when it hits the chorus, it's about you don't have to go through all of this alone. We we have love to give you, and and I don't know. I like that song for me is really special. It was I grew up. I grew up with the only VHS we had in the house was the Blues Brothers.
Oh, there you go. That's could be worse.
Yeah, and apparently I used to sit there as a kid and just watch it on loop.
Right.
And um, and it's cool. I got introduced to a lot of artists through that film.
Yep.
Some of the features on that is just insane. Like
Yep.
you just never really hit a flick like that these days, where
Yeah.
I think probably no one was getting paid, or everyone was just keen, just psyched to be on it. And
Yep.
I think life was different back then. It was just to be involved in something cool was enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and the financial side of things was probably the way they worked it out. Probably wasn't great
Right.
for certain people, but um,
The same can be said today for most independent artists.
yeah, I think it's still occurring in different parts of the different industries, but
Yep.
um, yeah, I don't know that I just love the textures
Yeah.
um, of um, that picture. And yeah, John Belushi obviously
Yeah.
and Dan Aykroyd, they um, were such a cool thing.
All right. Now there's another track called Yamasuki, Yama Yama, which I think has its basis back in '71 in Belgium or something.
Yeah.
I can't. I'd like to claim that I knew all about it, but I knew nothing about it until I read about it after hearing the song. So inform us, please. Where'd you uncover this one?
So come and get your dough. I'll make a molten heart so it melts your face.
I was watching that, I think it's a Guy Ritchie picture
Huh?
um, called The Gentleman. And there's this really dope scene where um, it's a badass scene, and that song comes on. And I've had this in the past where whenever there's an instrumental and I'm watching a series or a film, I'll start to sort of hum my own version of it.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and yeah, we reached out and found out who the original creators of it were, and um, went through the process of asking permission and then working out splits and all that fun
Yep.
stuff. Um,
Fun stuff. Yeah.
but it's happened to me before in the past. I was playing Grand Theft Auto a while back, and there was a song which now is called Home Soon, but it was by a band called the Chicakas.
Oh yes, Chakakas.
Yes, and
I have the 45.
Ay, ay, qué fiebre hay. No, 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 ay, ay.
And I was in this video game driving along, and it came on the radio station, and I'd had a smoke, and I was just sort of tripping out and singing along to the song, and I loved it.
It's got a
So
great groove, doesn't it?
oh, it's so cool. So reached out to the head of Sony Publishing,
Yep.
Damien, and I said, "Can you find out who this band is?" And um, yeah, started the conversations, and then I jumped in the studio and sung on top of it. And I don't know, it's a cool version of my karaoke, which is finding the track, falling in love, and then figuring out how it could be possible to sing on it. And
Right.
I think it's cool like that. It gives the song a second life, and
Yeah, oh, yeah,
whether it
definitely.
deserves it or not, I think comes down to the original artist, whether they
Yeah.
like what you do. And
Yep. Yep.
yeah, it's been cool.
And I see one of the folks who kind of wrote this thing or had a part in it was the father of the guy in Daft Punk. So
Yeah,
Thomas
uh,
Bangalter, or whatever his name is, his dad.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, um, I remember hearing this. But yeah, they're an incredible,
Well, there you
incredible
go.
band.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you got planned for a release day? Anything exciting? What are you going to be doing?
I think, hopefully all the build up and the work that goes into to the release of a record is uh, is a lot of work. And then on the day, usually I make sure that the label and my management gives me a moment to smoke a cigar and have a whiskey
There you go.
and enjoy it. So I'll probably be doing something like that.
Okay. And you're going to be here in Auckland on August 8th, it looks like, at the town hall. What can we expect
Yeah.
from that? Give us a plug.
Last time we were there, we had an epic time. Every time we come over to New Zealand, it's God's country. And we carve out a bit of time to go fishing. So hopefully we can make our way down to Rotorua and hit the rivers. I caught a magical rainbow trout last time I was there. And
they're big down there, aren't they? Jesus.
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Because I'm American, you can probably tell. And in the States,
yeah.
if you catch a trout that's like 12 inches long, a rainbow, that's a good sized trout. I came here and I was like, what the heck?
That's right. That's right. Even when you go offshore, like we went to, we did a trip in Coromandel and we went out fishing for kingies.
Right.
And it's insane. It's so abundant.
Yep.
We thought fishing in Australia was incredible, but but I don't know, just every time we come over there, the people are so beautiful, and I feel like there's a symbiotic relationship between Aussies and the Kiwis.
Oh, there definitely is. Absolutely.
Which is really cool, and just in general, it's Auckland is a beautiful city, and looking forward to. Also, we'll be in Wellington.
Sure. Yep. The day before. Yep.
Yeah. So we're very blessed and looking forward to being over there soon.
If you enjoyed this episode of the 13th Floor's Music Talk series, please be sure to subscribe to the website or to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram and wherever you find your podcasts. There's a whole lot more to discover.